What if a minivan could outdress a luxury sedan? Picture this: matte gunmetal paint, gold trim tracing every panel, and a cabin that looks like it belongs in a five-star hotel lobby, not a parking lot. This is a customized Toyota Granvia, and by the time this video ends, you'll understand why VIP transport companies across Asia are lining up for builds exactly like it. Let's start with first impressions, because this van refuses to blend in. The front fascia wears a deep, aggressive mesh grille flanked by slim LED strips that stretch across the hood. Gold accents frame the headlights, the fenders, and the lower fascia, turning what's normally a practical people mover into something closer to a private jet on wheels. The factory Toyota badge sits proudly at the grille's center, a reminder that beneath the theatrical bodywork, this still rides on Toyota's legendary reliability. Step back and the proportions tell their own story. The stance is wide, noticeably wider than a stock Granvia, thanks to flared fenders that push the wheel arches outward. Those forged multi-spoke wheels, finished in gloss black, fill the arches completely, giving the van a planted, purposeful posture instead of the tall, narrow look most minivans suffer from. Lowered suspension tightens the silhouette further, closing the gap between tire and fender for a sportier, more aggressive profile than anything wearing a family van label deserves. Now walk toward the rear doors, because this is where the transformation really earns its price tag. Swing them open, and instead of bench seating or a cargo floor, you're greeted by two individual captain's chairs, upholstered in quilted cream leather, stitched with the same precision you'd expect from a bespoke tailor. Contrast piping, diamond stitching, and soft ambient lighting turn the second row into a private lounge. A center console with wood-tone trim separates the seats, complete with storage and surfaces for drinks or devices. Every touchpoint, armrests, door panels, headliner, has been reworked to feel less like a commercial vehicle and more like a chauffeured limousine. Here's the part most reviewers skip. Why does this formula work so well commercially? Chauffeur services, hotel groups, and corporate fleets across the Middle East and Asia have discovered that clients increasingly want privacy without sacrificing comfort during transit. A sedan feels cramped for group travel, and a full-size limousine draws unwanted attention. The wide-body van format solves both problems. Enough interior volume for genuine lounge seating, yet a footprint that still fits standard parking and airport pickup zones. That's the real reason customization. Shops keep choosing the Granvia platform as their canvas. Let's talk mechanicals, because style alone doesn't justify this kind of investment. The donor vehicle, the standard Toyota Granvia, is built on Toyota's H-Series platform shared with the Hiace commercial lineup. Power typically comes from a 2.8 liter turbo diesel 4-cylinder or a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. It's not a performance vehicle in the traditional sense, but that's precisely the point. Toyota engineered dependability into this chassis for decades of commercial duty, hauling passengers and cargo across some of the toughest markets on Earth. Customizers aren't fighting that foundation. They're dressing it up. That distinction matters for buyers considering one of these builds. You're not purchasing a fragile show car that struggles with daily use. You're purchasing proven Toyota mechanical bones wrapped in a coach-built exterior and hand-finished cabin. Maintenance intervals, parts availability, and long-term durability remain tied to a platform sold and serviced globally, which is a massive advantage over boutique manufacturers building vehicles from scratch. Now, a quick reality check for anyone hoping to see this configuration at a Toyota dealership. Builds like this one come from independent coach builders and modification workshops, not Toyota's factory lineup. Companies specializing in VIP conversions take a standard Granvia and rework the exterior, suspension, wheels, and interior to customer specification. Pricing on finished units can range dramatically depending on materials, from tens of thousands of dollars in upgrades to well over 6 figures for full leather retrims, gold detailing, and bespoke electronics. Speaking of electronics, expect these builds to typically include upgraded infotainment displays, ambient interior lighting with adjustable color temperature, refrigerated storage compartments, and sometimes even privacy partitions separating the driver from passengers entirely, turning the cabin into a genuinely private meeting space on wheels. So does the gold trim and matte wrap actually add value? Or is it just spectacle? Here's the honest answer. For fleet operators chasing brand image, or private owners wanting a statement vehicle, this level of customization absolutely pays for itself through client perception and rental premiums. For a buyer purely focused on transportation efficiency, though, a stock Granvia handles the job for a fraction of the cost. Understanding that distinction helps you judge whether a build like this represents smart positioning or simply excess. Looking ahead, Toyota itself hasn't stayed static on this segment. Reports point toward a genuinely new generation, Hiace and Granvia arriving around 2027, migrating away from the current commercial-derived platform toward Toyota's modern TNGA architecture, with hybrid and even hydrogen fuel cell variants under consideration. When that redesign lands, expect coach builders to immediately begin applying this same wide-body, gold-accented treatment to the fresh canvas, meaning vehicles like the one you're looking at today are essentially previews of a trend that's only getting started. So here's the real takeaway. This Granvia proves that luxury doesn't require starting from a clean sheet. Sometimes the smartest transformation is taking something already engineered to be tough, reliable, and spacious, then elevating every surface a passenger actually touches. Whether you see it as brilliant business strategy or simply excess, one thing is certain: the minivan segment will never look boring again. If you want to see more custom builds like this one, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which platform you'd want transformed next.